You sit there wondering if he even sees you anymore. You give him your love, your loyalty, your heart, but somehow it feels like he's stopped appreciating it. You feel invisible, like no matter how much you do, it's never enough to make him look at you the way he once did. That ache of being ignored, of feeling unloved, it's real. And it leaves you asking, what happened? Why doesn't he respect me the way I deserve? And I need you to know, you're not crazy for feeling this way. If you've ever found yourself lying awake at night, replaying his words in your head, questioning whether you're the problem, questioning if maybe you're asking for too much, you are not alone. So many women find themselves in this same confusing place, where love feels one-sided, and respect seems to fade the longer the relationship goes on. But here's the truth that most women never hear. Respect isn't something you can beg for, plead for, or earn by giving more. Respect grows naturally when you understand what shifts the balance of power in a relationship. And here's where it gets interesting, because what makes her truly respect you isn't what most people think. It's not about showering her with gifts, agreeing with everything she says, or sacrificing every part of yourself to make her happy. In fact, sometimes doing those things makes her lose respect. Before I reveal what does make her respect you more, I want you to pause and ask yourself, when was the last time you felt seen, truly seen? When was the last time you felt like he valued your presence, your voice, your heart? That longing you feel for love and respect isn't weakness. It's your soul telling you that you deserve more than bare minimum effort. And the good news? Once you understand this hidden shift, everything changes, because respect is not about fear, it's not about control. It's about the way you show up for yourself first. When you begin to tap into that, she can't help but see you differently. She can't help but respect you more. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what that one thing is that flips the switch. And once you understand it, you'll stop feeling like love is slipping through your fingers and start experiencing the kind of relationship where respect is natural, constant, and real. It's late evening. You're sitting on the edge of your bed, phone in hand, scrolling through old photos of the two of you. In those pictures, she's smiling at you like you're her whole world. Her eyes are soft, her laughter genuine, her body leaning into yours as if you were her safe place. But now, things feel different. Lately, it's like you've been carrying the weight of the relationship on your own. She doesn't light up when you walk into the room the way she used to. Conversations that once flowed easily now feel heavy, like she's distracted or already halfway gone in her mind. And the worst part? You keep asking yourself what changed. You replay the last few weeks in your head. You think about the little things, the moments where you felt dismissed, the times you tried to share your feelings and she brushed them off, or worse, rolled her eyes. You remember sitting across from her at dinner, pouring your heart out about something that mattered to you, only to realize she wasn't even listening. Her eyes were glued to her phone, and her short replies cut deeper than silence ever could. And that's when it hit you. Respect was slipping away. You start wondering if it's your fault. Did you let things slide too much? Did you try too hard to please her? Did you become so available, so predictable, that she stopped seeing you as someone she needed to show up for? Those questions swirl in your head like a storm you can't escape. Lying awake at night, you stare at the ceiling with a knot in your chest. You remember how it felt when she once looked at you like you were strong, like you were the man she admired, the man she trusted. And now, you can't help but feel like, somewhere along the way, that image cracked. But here's the thing. What if the respect you crave isn't lost forever? What if there's something you can do, not to beg, not to force, but to shift the way she sees you again? Because respect isn't built on grand gestures or endless sacrifices. It's built on something deeper, something simple, something powerful. And once you understand what that something is, she won't just look at you differently. She'll feel differently about you. The distance you feel right now, it can close. The tension, it can ease. The respect you're aching for, it can return. But the real question is, are you ready to find out what that missing piece actually is? Let me tell you the truth that no one really talks about when it comes to respect in a relationship. Respect isn't about what you buy her, how often you say yes to her requests, or even how much you sacrifice. In fact, sometimes those very things, when they're overdone, are what make respect fade. Here's the hidden truth. She will respect you more when you respect yourself first. I know that sounds simple, maybe even cliché, but think about it. How can someone admire your strength if you never show it? How can she see your value if you're constantly putting yourself last? Respect isn't something you beg for, it's something you command. Not with arrogance, but with boundaries, self-love, and quiet confidence. You see, when you always give in, when you let her dismiss your feelings, when you make her happiness the only priority while ignoring your own, she doesn't see it as love. She starts to see it as weakness. And deep down, she doesn't want a man who bends so much he loses himself. She wants someone she can trust to stand tall, someone who knows what he deserves, someone she can look at and think, he won't let anyone, including me, walk over him. That's the piece most people don't tell you. Respect isn't about controlling her or proving anything. It's about showing up for yourself in a way that makes her naturally lean in. Imagine this. Instead of sitting in silence when she brushes you off, you calmly say, "I don't feel heard right now, so I'm going to step away until we can talk." That's not drama, that's not anger, that's self-respect. And believe me, she'll notice. She'll think about it later, and whether she admits it or not, she'll feel something shift inside of her. Or when she takes you for granted, instead of chasing harder, you focus on your own goals, your passions, your growth. You stop making her the center of your universe and start becoming the kind of man who shines on his own. That energy, your independence, your purpose, will make her look at you differently. It will remind her why she was drawn to you in the first place. So here's your one clear takeaway for today. The more you respect yourself, the more she will respect you, not because you forced it, not because you demanded it, but because respect is contagious. When you raise your standards for how you allow yourself to be treated, she'll have no choice but to meet you there, or risk losing you. And that shift, that's when she stops taking you for granted. That's when admiration returns. That's when her respect grows deeper than ever before. Because at the end of the day, the truth is simple. You teach her how to treat you by how you treat yourself. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt like, no matter how much you do for her, it just doesn't seem to land the way you hoped? You go out of your way, you try to be patient, you give more than you take, and yet, instead of respect growing, it feels like it slips further away. Almost like the harder you try, the less she seems to value it. And here's the thing most men don't realize. Sometimes it's not that she doesn't care, and it's not that she doesn't notice. It's that respect doesn't grow from being endlessly available. In fact, that's often what makes it fade. But before I explain exactly what you need to do to shift this dynamic, I want you to pause and think about this. When you first met her, before the relationship even started, how did you carry yourself? Chances are you weren't chasing, you weren't desperate for her attention. You had your own life, your own routine, your own goals. You were confident without even trying, and that's what drew her in. Now compare that to today. Do you still carry yourself the same way? Or have you started to put her on such a high pedestal that you forgot about your own? See, this is the part that stings a little, but it's also where everything starts to change. Respect is born out of admiration, and admiration is born out of strength. And strength doesn't come from always saying yes or being overly accommodating. It comes from standing tall in who you are, no matter what. But here's what most women won't tell you. Deep down, she doesn't actually want you to agree with everything she says. She doesn't want you to erase yourself just to keep her happy. What makes her truly respect you is knowing that you have a backbone, that you're not afraid to walk away from something that doesn't honor your worth. Before I give you the one shift, this that makes her respect you more, I want you to picture something. Imagine she says something dismissive in the middle of a conversation. In the past, maybe you would have brushed it off or laughed along just to avoid tension, but instead this time, you calmly say, "That didn't sit right with me." You don't yell, you don't start a fight, you simply hold your ground. Now think about how that would feel. At first, she might be caught off guard. She might even push back. But later, when she's lying in bed, she'll think about it. She'll realize, he's not someone I can just push around. He knows his worth. And whether she admits it or not, her respect for you grows in that moment. And this is the loop I need you to stay with me on. Because the answer isn't just about one moment or one phrase. It's not about playing games or using tricks. It's about a mindset shift that changes everything. So stick with me, because in just a second, I'm going to tell you the exact thing, the one, that flips the dynamic. But before I do, I need you to ask yourself honestly, are you teaching her to respect you? Or are you teaching her to take you for granted? Because here's the truth. You're showing her how to treat you every single day with every choice you make. And the moment you change the way you show up, she will change the way she sees you. And in just a moment, I'm going to reveal the specific action that creates that shift, the one thing that makes her stop, pay attention, and see you with fresh eyes again. So let's bring everything together. We've talked about how respect isn't something you can buy with effort, gifts, or endless patience. It's not about bending over backwards to prove your love. It's about something much simpler and much more powerful. Here's the truth. She will respect you more when you respect yourself first. That's this. That's the shift. It's not about controlling her, manipulating her, or trying to force her to see your value. It's about embodying it so clearly, so unapologetically, that she can't help but notice. When you stop allowing disrespect, when you stop shrinking yourself just to avoid conflict, when you calmly but firmly draw the line, you teach her how to see you differently. Respect flows from boundaries, admiration grows from strength, and love becomes deeper when it's rooted in equality, not imbalance. Now, I know this isn't easy. Maybe right now you feel drained. Maybe you've been giving and giving, hoping she'd finally see how much you care. Maybe you've ignored your own needs because you were afraid of losing her. And I need you to hear this. You are not weak for wanting her love. You are human. You are not foolish for hoping she'd change. You are loyal. But loyalty without self-respect only leads to pain. And this is where your power comes back. The moment you decide, I won't teach her to take me for granted anymore, everything shifts. It doesn't require yelling, it doesn't require ultimatums, it requires you standing tall, owning your worth, and being willing to walk away from anything that doesn't honor it. And here's the beautiful part. When she sees that, when she sees that you won't crumble under pressure, that you won't abandon your identity just to keep her comfortable, that's when respect begins to grow again. She may test it, she may resist it at first, but deep down, women respect what they can't easily control. They admire what they can't manipulate. And they love a man who stands strong in who he is. So, if you take one thing from this video, let it be this. Stop waiting for her to respect you before you respect yourself. You set the standard. You create the example, and when you do, she has no choice but to rise to it, or step aside. Either way, you win, because your value is not dependent on her validation. Think about it. Isn't it time you became the kind of man who doesn't beg for respect, but commands it simply by how he lives? Isn't it time you stopped being consumed by fear of losing her and started focusing on what you actually deserve? Because the man who respects himself, the man who knows his worth, will always be respected by others. And if she can't, then she was never meant to hold that place in your life to begin with. You are stronger than you think, you are more worthy than you believe, and the respect you've been searching for begins with one decision: to finally show the world and yourself that you are enough. So, hold your head high, draw your line, and watch how everything changes when you stop giving your power away. And if this resonated with you, if it struck something deep inside, then don't stop here. Because in the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to take this strength and build a connection so magnetic, so undeniable, that she won't just respect you, she'll cherish you.